have become so very, very tired, and my heart is overburdened with sorrows. It has been said that with much knowledge comes great sorrow, and I believe this is true. I always wondered as a child what causes the sad sickness, what causes depression, and how are we supposed to handle it in this world? How do you handle true, abject sorrow in its rawest form? Since I was very young, I was abused very horribly. I was beaten, I was sexually assaulted, and in general treated with disdain. My mother did not want me, and she tried to abort me. As a result, I have many health ailments, both physical and mental. Every day I am in some form of discomfort or pain, but that's not exactly the source of my sorrow. The cause for my sorrow is the unending, unmerciful actions of those around me, and my inability to cope with it. This, coupled with the crippling pain of the world and its tragedies, have broken me. I am not whole. I am not who I wish to be. I am a very angry person. I feel this world is unjust, unfair, hurtful, cruel, and I don't like it. I've been punished for loving people most of my life, and I believe that's because most people are well and truly evil, and just perhaps don't think too deeply about it. Most people just do not care about you in general in this world, and they don't care about themselves or who they are, morally. The word community is described as a collection of people who support one another for survival, but it's always felt to me that it's a collection of people who extort and exploit each other for survival while pretending they work together to support one another. A carefully crafted lie that we all agreed to indulge. And if you don't agree to the lie, or you deviate from the path that the community has laid down for you, punishment ensues, guilt ensues. You, being the bad one, becomes the point of the conversation. Have you ever disagreed with somebody, and instead of respectfully disagreeing and having a conversation, they clam up and get angry? Maybe under their breath they say some passive-aggressive comment, but don't want to discuss the disagreement any further with you. After you disagree and have thought outside the law of the community, you are othered, you are not wanted, and you are now ostracized. Maybe this same person will call you a name and put you in a box. If you're a Democrat, maybe a Republican friend will call you a stupid feminist, or perhaps if you're right-wing and you believe in traditional gender roles, a gay friend will call you brainwashed. The box always has a name. It's meant to keep you quiet and it's meant to help them shut you up. It's not really civil discourse. We're told we live in a civilized society based in Christian values, but I've only ever been treated poorly here. I can give a fairly recent example that has honestly crushed me emotionally. Last year in late November, early December, my husband had a heart attack and is now in at-home hospice care. I got a job that paid $20 an hour, and I was super excited. This job had great benefits, and the contract was rather good. Finally, things were looking up, and I could support my child and my dying husband. I let them know I could not work overtime during the interview due to his health when they hired me. They claimed this was perfectly fine, and because they were my fellow Christians, I foolishly believed them. But 2 months later, they tried to get me to work overtime anyways. I refused to stay late, reminding them my husband is in hospice care. I was told the next day to go home for a paid day off, and I would not be fired, but that this was unacceptable and I must in fact work overtime, even though we agreed that I would not work overtime in my contract. An hour after getting home, I was called and told I was in fact fired. I was lied to twice by Christians in the last 3 months. Not only that, but my life has actively been fucked over by them for years and years and years. All my life, really. So I've decided to do something unexpected and possibly not healthy. But instead of trying harder, instead of fighting to stay above water, instead of applying at as many places as I can for a new job, instead of trying and trying and trying, I decided I would just give up. I believe that God is real. I love Jesus, but I also believe that all my life my fellow Christians have actively destroyed any effort I have made to better my life. I've grown sorrowful. I have a physical pain in my chest at the thought of losing my husband. But more than that, I have a great sorrow knowing that I cannot rely on my own community for help when he does pass away. Instead of doing all I can, instead of trying harder, instead of picking myself up by my bootstraps and moving forward, I give up. You win. Keep it. Whatever you wanted from me, world, you can have it. If it's my life, you can have it. If it's my money, you can have it. I won't work anymore. I won't try anymore. I'm tired. I want it all to stop. I can't survive in a world of people who want me to lose everything, who exploit my labor and threaten to destroy my life when that exploitation is no longer to their liking. I'm tired, and so I quit. Though I do not care if I perish, I'm not talking about self-deletion. I'm just done. I quit. If that results in my death, so be it, but I am not talking about self-deletion. We often avoid talking about sorrow and self-deletion and choosing to stop participating in society because we would then have to acknowledge that there is a subversive and cruel element in society causing these issues. Why are people so unhappy and so depressed? The modern world is so convenient and so easy compared to the old world before modernity, but that's just not true. It's not easy to exist in a world in which people don't care about you at best, and at worst are angry that you don't adhere to their rules and ruin your life over not wanting to work overtime. In fact, it's impossible to survive in that world. I chose my husband over overtime and was punished for it. I am always being punished for doing what is right, so I give up. I will keep doing the good thing, I will keep doing what I can, but I won't fight anymore. I accept I won't get ahead. I accept I have no power here. But more than that, I accept that this is not my fault. I did what I had to do. I did what I thought was morally good, and now I give up. I intend to draw pictures and generally focus on my art and fully give up participating in society. I will not work. I will not contribute. I will give exactly as much effort as the love I have gained from this society, which is not very much. I want to do what I enjoy. I want to be happy, so I will be drawing pictures and focusing on my art. At this point, I don't even care if I starve to death. If it's true that our God loves us, then He will understand that I want to spend my husband's last few years with Him, and He will protect me. If He doesn't, then He doesn't. I'm taking a foolhardy leap of faith completely derived from my abject sorrow and pain. I am told this is dumb. I should be afraid of not providing for my family. My fellow Christians tell me that this is a bad choice. Maybe they are right, but they also said to trust God and lay your woes at His feet. What does that mean, if not this? My fellow Christians who claim they have total faith in God are always telling me to be afraid of risk-taking and to fear not adhering to a system that grinds our souls to a powdered mush of submission. But how do you trust without risk? I give up. I can't go any further, and my brother is not carrying me. He is smashing my skull with a rock. I give up, and I don't feel guilty, and I don't feel foolish. I feel wronged. I feel treated badly, and I'm done. I feel betrayed. I feel this society is meant to destroy us, not build us up. So I give up. And it feels so much better to just give up. It really does. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what will happen. I just know I have no control, and no matter what I do, I'm continually screwed over by the people who claim they are good, who claim they're my people and my community. I have no power, and acknowledging that reality and accepting it feels much better than fighting against it and struggling to keep my head above water. I have no idea if I'm okay, so please don't even bother asking. All I know is that after years and years and years of fighting and struggling and being abused and being treated badly, I finally reached the limit. I no longer want to participate in this society. It's cruel, it lacks mercy, it actively destroys you, it mocks you when you're weak after being destroyed. And so, for those reasons, and many, many more, I have decided the only appropriate course of action is to give up. I give up.
Just speak to me. Please just say